welcome back to the Inside episode 10 with Lifepoint Youth. Today we have all of our are we all middle or are y'all all middle school?
No, I'm high school. Thank you.
I'm high school. I'm high school.
Avon's high school. So tonight, normally we at our table we talk about the lesson that we had for youth that night, but tonight we did a little something special. We spoke about some of our youth, middle school and high school, both talked about their testimonies, and I just want to hear y'all's, what is something that y'all really took out from, everyone's what's something that stood out to you?
Oh, wait, you can go first.
Okay, so this isn't about your question. I just wanted to say my testimony because I was too scared to say it on the stage, but I feel comfortable here. Okay, so basically, it was my first year doing flag football. Q was my coach, and he was the pastor of the church. So he was like, "Hey, y'all should come to Lifepoint." So I went there, and my brother came with me because he was like, "Oh, so my friends go there," and then we started going, and after that, it was just me, Mia, Gabriel, and I think that's all. And then we started inviting people, and it just came a big group. And then when I started going there, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just going just to go. But I grew up in a church where there are so many rules. You can't have your shoulders out, and boys can't have braided hair. It's just so much rules. And when I went to Lifepoint, I just felt so relieved because I can actually go to church and wear shorts without nobody judging me, and I can go in a crop top or something and nobody's judging me. And and then I think last year, I think it was last year, I got baptized. And like I said in the last episode, I was just doing it because my friend was doing it, and I regretted it a lot, and now I'm thinking about getting baptized again, but I'm waiting until I am fully ready and I know my relationship with God is strong. And just Life Point has changed my life so much, and I love everybody in it. I love Clay, I love Q for changing my life and inviting me to Life Point. And I'm just so thankful for flag football, because if I never did that, I would never went to Life Point.
So, Haven, you wanted to touch up on something?
Yes, I actually had an answer to your question. Wait, what was the question again?
What was something that stood out from me, or what stood out to you from people talking about their testimonies, or just something that stuck with you?
Probably the fact that a lot of people said that they had grown up in church and they didn't actually have a relationship with Christ, because I noticed that in at least 4 people that I heard talk. There's probably more, but I was just thinking about it, because I didn't grow up in church. I was it was kind of a choice. My parents didn't force it on me, and just hearing the fact that all these people that didn't have their relationship with Christ till later in life, I think that also just comes with age and the age of understanding what that means. But yeah, that's something I noticed.
I think it was kind of refreshing to see all of these young people were struggling in life and still are, but God delivered them from that. So they have something to tell all of these other kids that still don't know what they're doing in life, or what their life is supposed to be about. So it was cool to see how they could literally use what God did for them to show other kids what they can do.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, you did.
Wait, actually, kind of with what Avon was saying, that a lot of these people who shared their testimony, a lot of these people that shared their testimony were saying that
they grew up in church and like it was really really strict. Well, for me, it was the same thing. Like I grew up in church and like it was just kind of like a thing where I would go to church Sunday and then go back home and like it's just a Sunday thing, you know? Well, then it like a few like about a year ago, I kind of started to notice that I I started getting distant with God and I needed to like get closer. Well, then I started coming to Life Point because a lot of my friends came and because of flag football, like Q invited me. So then I came and I immediately like felt welcome, like a lot of what a lot of y'all said, and it was just a drastic change from like a strict church to a kind of like more lenient church, you know? Well, then it I've noticed that I've gotten closer with God and it's just like I'm not like it's I don't know how to say it. When I would do something and I know it was messed up, I would like not care. But then now I notice I do something wrong and I'm like, yeah, yeah, I feel guilty. And
Conviction.
and now I just kind of like I've been praying a lot more. I've noticed that I've started reading my Bible, which I need to do more. I have missed that. But I just kind of wanted to say that like I kind of related to some students that said their testimony.
Well, so I was not at youth tonight, but I was there for like May's testimony and some of Carson's testimony. Um and well, like for me, okay, so for those that don't know, Alex is my sister, okay? Just to clear it up.
I feel so sad. Say
No, I'm not sad saying.
Alex is my sister.
But Alex is my sister, so therefore, we obviously grew up going to the same church, and like the people from that church, we love. I mean, like we still love them. We still keep in touch with them. You know, they're a huge part of our lives. They watched us grow up, and but it was just wow. But I mean, like you know, every church does things a different way, I guess. And so, whenever my parents decided that they were going to start their own church, we stopped going there. And I got invited to Life Point by Desi in like December of 2021, maybe. So, I like Alex said, like it was just like a. I mean, our parents never really forced us to ever go to church. For them, it was like a it it was kind of like our choice to go, and I mean like obviously we grew up around it, so we would want to go. And I mean like we grew up in a very religious household. Like our parents are very religious, and I mean like so are we. Not like very religious, but like you know what I mean. Like it's just like a normal Christian household. Um, so then coming to Life Point, I like everyone has said immediately felt welcomed. I think that's what everyone says when they walk into Life Point. Like you just feel seen and you feel loved and you feel welcomed. And I think I said this in like one of the other episodes, but before we moved churches, I got baptized when I was like 12, 13 maybe. And then when I came to Life Point, I realized that it wasn't until 2021 I went to a camp. And well, I said that really weird. I went to a camp, and I realized that like I truly did not know what it was to have a relationship with God. Like I was there for some of May's testimony, and she said like she felt like she was forcing herself to have a relationship with God because that's just something that, you know, everyone around you is doing and something that you just grow up around. And so for me it was kind of just like a routine more than like a relationship. So I ended up getting baptized again in 20 the I think it was like June 19th of 2022 whenever I went to beach camp for the first time. And ever since then, I mean, like, you know, we all have our ups and downs. I've definitely had my downs. like right now I'm not like at a spiritual high that I was in whenever I first got baptized. And I mean, like, at some point I'll get there again, but no matter like where you are in your spiritual life, your testimony is your testimony, and someone will relate to it and it will help someone. And I mean, like, no matter, like, I don't know how to like explain it. Like, just because you haven't had your ups and downs doesn't mean you don't have a testimony. Like, you do have a testimony. Everyone always has a testimony. And so I've had to like teach myself that no matter if, or I mean, just because I've like am not super super close to God, or if I'm just like distant from him or whatever, like that doesn't mean I don't have a testimony. Like, being at a low is the testimony. So I just like to a lot of times whenever I get the opportunity, I mean, like, I've not done it recently, which I should probably do soon. Um I just like to tell people my story because it's, I think, just something that a lot of people would relate to, because I like to be very real and open. A lot of people tell me I'm an open book. So, I don't ever hide how I feel. I don't ever hide my like emotions or anything. So, um, it's okay for you to have your lows and stuff, but just know that like God still loves you for who you are. And I mean, it's not something that you need to be like ashamed of, or feel like you're not good enough to, not share your testimony, or not have a testimony. So yeah, the end.
Okay.
Jada, I
Um,
feel like you're lurking on that.
No, well, not really.
I feel like you're stirring something up in that mind of yours.
It's kind of there. It's not fully there. It's like very little.
Well,
Well,
if you want time to think, you can. Because I have something to say.
Yeah,
Okay,
even go and
Aiden.
then come back to me.
I was gonna say that just, I don't know if this is going to help anyone, but something that helped me a lot, which this is very recent, like in the past 2 months. I've been going to church, or doing like church small groups, like things like that, Wednesday, Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, and Monday morning. So like, the more you do like the more you get around the word and you get around people, and you make your community people who love and value God, it's gonna impact the way that you love and value God. That really helped me.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Was just like getting around that a lot more often.
Me?
I thought Jada
Oh,
was gonna
Jada.
No, May can go.
Hello. So I kind of went. I scratched my hand on the chair.
I've done that before, girl. I've done that.
Anyways, Alicia, I always trying to make somebody laugh at me. So my story, just a little bit, is when I was born. I was born going into church, so I was like, obviously, kind of like a forced thing because I had no choice. Like, I was a baby, so of course. And then, the hair.
Sorry.
And then I like grew up and I didn't really go to church. And I started going again. It was like kind of like a on and off thing. And when I was in 6th grade, when I was in 6th grade, like the very beginning of 6th grade, my best friend, she like found a new best friend, and it kind of like made me so sad. Like, it was so bad, and I felt like I had nobody. Like, I wanted to kill myself, like, in 6th grade, like, at the beginning. And that's something I've never really told anybody, and it just feels so good to get off my chest, because that's, like, not that I don't like to talk about it. Like, if somebody asks to talk about it, I'll talk about it, but it's, like,
It's just not something you'll bring up.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, right.
But it just was so hard, and I didn't want to talk to anybody. My home life was bad. I didn't really know who God was. Like, I'm not even like, I believed in God, but I didn't believe in God, you know? Like, I
Yeah.
knew he was real, and like, I believed that he was real, but I didn't show it and I didn't act like it. And
You just knew because like that's what you were told. Growing
Yeah.
up and,
so I was like, yeah. But since I started coming to Lifepoint, they've helped me so much. Like I've grown and I like believe in God so much more than I did back then. And like the topic of believing God is something that I'll like argue for like the rest of my life because some people are like, oh, God's not real, and I'll just like be like, wait till the day comes. Wait till the day comes. Like I don't know. It's just something that that gets me aggravated. Like you know how like politics
Yes.
is like
oh,
Oh
how
my
it gets
gosh.
some people going. That's what gets you going.
that's what will get me going. Because why are you saying my Lord and Savior is not real when He literally put you here? Like you're the reason. Like He's the reason you're here. But yeah,
Don't get me started.
So the point is that God is real, and He loves you, and He believes in you, just as much as you believe in Him. And yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
Y'all just
Clay,
broke
cut that out.
By
Clay,
the
cut
way,
that out.
y'all just broke the sound barrier
oh my
because
gosh, Jada. Oh my, Jada, not Kaylee. Oh my gosh. Okay,
I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, okay. So how May was like, it gets you like fired up when somebody like denies God or something. It kind of goes back to what Clay was saying. What was that series called about worth? Your worth? Yeah, I don't know what it was called.
the root.
But
No, that was the one we just did.
no, it was like the inside.
The inside. Yes, you got it.
And he was
The
like,
name
so
of
if
our
you
podcast.
you put whatever your worth is in something that when somebody talks bad about or attacks, what are you doing?
Because I was saying something and then Alex was laughing and then I said I want to kill myself and then Alex went.
Okay, please cut that part out. May does not actually do that. Cut that part out. Okay.
So when somebody attacks, like,
I know
get
what
me
you're
going,
trying to
Avon.
say.
When
So-
somebody attacks like something that is so important to you and you get all flustered and like messed up, Clay said that's what you put your worth in, and that was a really good sign that you get like so ooh, because that's me too.
That is a good point.
So
Kaylee is like that too.
okay,
Oh,
I thought you
yeah.
were gonna call me Kayla again, and I was
no.
About to crash
Like,
down.
those are the two things that you and her are like so like the same thing, like similar. Right?
Yeah.
Like I give up. Okay, go.
Like,
then.
okay.
Like y'all are
Um,
just so similar
so-
in that way.
Okay.
we might not have time, so but if y'all
Yeah,
don't
we
mind,
have,
I
like,
might want to share my
less than
testimony.
Okay, last one. Go.
Go.
Okay. So, I already said this, but I did not grow up in church. My grandma is religious though. And so a couple times I just got to go to her church. And I just went to the Sunday kids thing. I never paid attention, never listened to anything. And I'm going to be so honest, I have no idea if I'm baptized because my grandma tells me I was baptized as a baby, but my mom said I wasn't. So I really don't know. But I mean, I feel like I just didn't have like a concept of who God was, but I knew that he existed in a sense because when my parents divorced when I was 9, and I remember they told us that they were getting divorced, and I went up to my room and I just started crying and praying. And I don't know how I mean, obviously I went to church a few times, but like thinking back on it, I have no idea how I knew to do that.
It was just your soul that
It
was
was
like
just
my creator.
I was just going towards it, and you know, and that was like something that I think that day was something I think back on a lot because God was just in my soul, and I didn't even know it. And when my parents divorced, I moved here, and I started going to. I used to go to a bunch of different churches. Like, just I would go to one for a few months. Like, I was just trying them out, you know. And I had this friend, and she was my best friend, and we used to just go to these churches together. And so for a while, we were going to connect, but then we stopped being friends, and I just kind of stopped going to church for a little bit. But my grandma has a church that she's gone to. Like, I've gone to. That was the one I went to when I was little, like a few times, and I started going there for youth, but their youth group was very, very small, and it was not improving my faith. This was during a time when I was depressed, and I used to cuss, and I just did whatever I wanted. I didn't really care what God thought about it. And obviously I knew he existed. I had a relationship with him to an extent. And I had a prayer life with God, but I didn't change what I was doing, what the sins I was doing, because I wanted to be more Christ-like. And I didn't have any intention of improving my relationship with him. And then one night, at my church, my youth group actually traveled to Lifepoint. It was like there was only 10 of us, so y'all probably didn't notice. But my sister was with us, and nobody probably knows this, but my sister got saved at Lifepoint. And it was that night that our church came here. And that just kind of goes to show like how impactful Lifepoint really is. It was the Christmas night when we did a bunch of worship.
Oh,
And Silent Night.
the silent
Was
night.
it the Silent Night
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that
It was
so-
last year. It was last year.
That was so fun.
Yeah, so my sister got saved, and I really liked the way that they do church here. And I came a couple times after that because me and Annalise became friends, and she didn't invite me. She just kind of like, I mean, I knew she went here, and I wanted to come too. And I would come to like this church for like 1 week and go to my other church for 2 weeks, and then come to this one. Like it was because I felt bad about leaving the other one, but this one was growing my spiritual life more. And yeah, so I finally built up the courage to like talk to my other youth group leader about it, and I was like, "Hey, listen, I really don't want to do this, but I'm gonna start going to Lifepoint because it's improving my faith more." And she completely understood. She was very okay with it, and I started coming here. And ever since I started coming here, my faith has grown tremendously. Because when I first started coming here, oh my gosh, I used to cuss like a sailor. It was terrible. Like every sentence, go. It was crazy. And I cannot even be around people like that now.
In every sentence.
And
that's so-
it was so bad.
It was so
But now that I've just kind of started coming here, and one series I thought was very impactful was the self-worth series. Because I genuinely I mean, I don't want to be like I was bullied, but I mean, I was just made fun of a lot for my looks in middle school, and that was like because of
But you're gorgeous. I'm sorry. Keep going.
I was so insecure in my teeth. But anyways, I'm sorry, I'm getting off track. Yeah, I've just grown a lot since Lifepoint, and I've gone through so many things since I've been here, like at home, because I don't have the greatest home life, and I've gone through so many things that I would not have been able to get through if I was not going to this church. And that's about it. Thank you.
Yay!
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
This was so depressing and so cute, teeth. I love how we all went deep.
Depressing
I
is
don't
the
know
word
if y'all
you're
can
looking
hear
for.
that, but,
Okay, we gotta wrap
well,
up.
we're gonna wrap up with
Sorry,
the
y'all.
first table, and we're gonna take a break and then come back with the second table. Thank you so much for
Ready?
everyone sharing their
Ready?
testimony, and now we will come back ASAP.
Table 1 loves you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Go, Dad.
Oh,
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our second.
You're just like profoundly tired, and,
You said,
and then you
okay.
get
Are
like
you ready?
unbelievably fake. So it's just like,
That wasn't fake.
you're like this, and then you go, hello, you know.
Okay, let's try again.
Able to. I mean,
Okay, welcome back. This is our second table. Very small table, but it's always having the best conversations. Second table.
Too much fun. The small
I
second
will
table.
say, I thoroughly enjoyed watching last week's conversation when I
Yes.
edited this.
What was
I
last
died
week's? I don't
laughing
remember.
It's
the
when-
entire
it's
time.
when
I
Anna Ruth
rewatched
couldn't
it.
get her thought out.
Oh my goodness.
I've not watched it back yet because I've had such a stressful weekend.
That wasn't even the part that I
That
laughed
is-
at the
I-
most. I was literally cackling through the entire thing.
No, listen.
Cackle is a word that needs to be used more often.
Cackle.
Yeah.
I like that word.
That's a word that's just kind of gotten lost.
It makes me think of the cereal. Like
Hey, you're pretty cool.
Crackle pop. Well, I'm pretty cool.
Yeah, you're pretty cool and hip. Like, I need you to go to school and use the word cackle so that other people start
There's
using the
girls
word
in my
cackle.
grade that use that word.
They use the word cackle.
Thanks.
So does that mean I'm cool and hip because I use the word cackle? Or does that
Maybe.
mean no?
I think it's pretty cool.
I used it there for a little bit last year.
But I
and
mean,
stopped.
Because it was like a.
But I'm just not cool and hip.
No, you may very well be. I'm just saying, like, if I'm calling you cool and hip, that don't necessarily
That
mean nothing.
means absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not very cool and hip, so
Like, what are you talking about? You do this with your hands. You're cool and hip.
yeah.
Cool and hip.
And I do cool dance moves.
Oh my goodness.
Mm.
Wait, oh, I was gonna say that. Like, many things do frustrate me, but nothing frustrates me more than when Anna Ruth cannot gather her thoughts and spit it out, and all she does is laugh.
Spit it out.
Because but it's not.
It
like,
is irritating. I'll agree
It
with
is
you.
It's
irritating.
not like
It's
that.
irritating for me too, but
No,
know-
it's
I'll
not.
tell you.
It's not
you.
irritating. It makes me upset because I know that I'm frustrating the people around me.
No, let me tell you what irritates me about it. It's not even the fact that you can't gather your thoughts. That's cool. We can get over that. Yeah, just continue to text as I talk to you. Yeah, that's fine.
sorry.
That's cool. It's that, like we talked about earlier. This is on a deeper personal level. You feel the need to like correct yourself about everything because you're afraid that you're upsetting someone. Drives me nuts.
No, I don't care that you do that.
Yeah.
You just
No,
like
I-
not laugh.
I don't care that you do that. It's just like, I mean, like, I know sometimes I'll like just laugh nonstop, but like I can spit out what I'm about to
Nonstop.
say. But like sometimes when I know what you're trying to say too, and you just laugh, and I'm like, it's like, oh my god,
Everything about
and
you irritates
no.
me, Anna Ruth.
Oh,
Essentially, you
it's
suck.
That's exactly what everybody's
it's like
saying.
that with everyone. Like,
No, I'm just kidding. I love you.
like it frustrates me when anyone does that, but when you do it for some reason, it just like hits a nerve. It really does. I don't know how to like explain it.
Okay.
Once every few
Hey,
months.
you have tremendous opportunity right now. You get to decide whether, as we've been talking about,
Speaking live.
speaking live,
Speaking life,
just tear Anna Ruth down.
we're not tearing Ruth down.
Yeah, yes, you are.
No, I'm just telling you how I feel.
Sometimes perception is more important than truth.
And sometimes my emotions need to be told.
Oh, my gosh.
Sometimes I just
We
need
should
to
get
tell
on
you
with our
how I feel.
testimonies.
Oh, I would
Yeah,
definitely.
before Anna Ruth and I fight each other tonight.
You're wrong, Adri.
Yes.
I know.
That was
I'm
really
just
loud.
messing. I know. I'm just messing with Anna Ruth.
Expressing,
I do agree with you.
expressing your feelings and your emotions is extremely important, but not at the cost of someone else.
I do agree. Do you want me to take it back?
Yes.
I love Jesus.
Anyways, so
So
in
we
the
are gonna
overall
speak-
topic, actually,
Yeah,
With that being said, though, this is interesting. That's interesting. Now I think about this. It's kind of like, man, I don't know that I should say this
say
Go
it.
ahead.
Say
You're
it.
the editor.
because I'm not being political at all. I'm just using this as an example.
Trump or Kamala?
No. I was talking to somebody today, and they were talking about what irritates them about Trump is that he might,
Sorry.
yeah, just burped.
I did that on purpose.
Right to the mic.
So what irritates them about Trump is he might actually have some good things to say, but then will say some very mean things right after it,
Some goofy
and
stuff.
then it
if you
ruins the
will.
good things that he says.
The edits people make about him.
Which
are really
I'm not disagreeing with that. You shouldn't be hateful. I'm not saying that you should or that he's okay for doing that. I'm just no opinion there. I'm just. But then I made
Not
this.
sharing my
But then,
political opinion,
but then I made
promise.
this. Then I made this statement, and I think this is true. Would Trump be beloved if he didn't do that? I don't know that he would.
I do think
Here's my point, in using that, and that I'll probably edit it out. As much as Adri's sitting here talking about how much it irritates her that you do that, that's kind of uniquely Anna Ruth.
right.
You know
That's
what
what
I'm saying?
makes Anna Ruth Anna Ruth.
Yeah, she's irritating. I'm just kidding. That one little aspect though is interesting. Like she can't get her thought out because she can't quit giggling,
And then I cry.
and then
And
she
then
cries.
she cries because she can't get it out and it stresses her out.
Yeah.
It's when all of my emotions have built up and
What?
what?
Oh,
I mean, it was literally like you're just trying to make noise at this point. You ever hear burping? And then I look over and you're going, what are you doing, Pearl?
I was thinking that the headphones looked messy, and so I needed to move them. Sorry.
That's all right.
Anyways, I'm sorry. Continue.
I don't think I was saying anything.
Who was saying something? Someone was saying something.
I think it was Anna.
I think it was you too.
Oh.
What do you want to talk about, Adri? Oh, were you? Did you have something to say? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
Oh, were you speaking?
I want to go back and watch Andrew's face because it was so funny.
What did you have to say?
It doesn't matter.
It does.
kidding.
I didn't realize. I'm sorry.
I said it's just when all of my emotions have finally like exploded, like all of them, not just
Oh,
like
yeah.
my sad, stressed ones, like all of them. You know?
So then you just
Like
laughed and-
angry.
Like your anger?
Yeah. Like.
That look was criminal.
Please, I need you to do some good editing on Anna Ruth right here.
Well, when she was just explaining that, she literally said, "It's when like all my emotions come." And she's like those bug eyes, you know, all
and then
my
Anna
emotions.
Ruth's anger.
Not just I'm happy, all my emotions.
I can't do this. Okay. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
What did Adrian want to talk about?
Yeah, we won't talk about it. So I mean, and the reason I'm asking is because I mean, you kind of you do run. They don't kind of nothing. You run the podcast, so you get freedom right here. I think. Just talk about whatever you want to talk about. After Pearl.
I'm sorry.
gets done.
Make some more noise. Get out of my head.
Oh, okay, bye. Okay,
You know that. Okay, no.
Wait, I think I know. Wait, yeah. No, what? What are you talking about then?
Speak life, speak life.
The girl off the TikTok.
Off the TikTok.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Pitch Perfect for a second
No, I
because
probably watched that.
because
With
I
Jimmy
heard
Fallon?
zoom zooms and so
Is that what you're talking about? Pitch Perfect with that Jimmy Fallon?
Okay, let's.
Okay. So
We had a telepathy moment right there that wasn't even telepathy.
Yeah. So Clay told me that I could speak on absolutely anything I wanted to speak on, and Adria's had 20,000 things going on in her head this whole week, so I've not really, thought or like had like a good topic to talk about. But I feel like we can all just speak and then it will gather into a good topic. And
I
then
like
it's
that
like-
idea.
No, here's what I'm saying. Don't forget about all that. What's on your mind? Like, what are you thinking about right now? And it could be Taylor Swift's cat.
I thought I already
It
had
could
my
be-
therapy session this week.
I mean, you're welcome to talk about deep stuff, but I didn't necessarily mean that. The Sasquatch real? Is aliens real? Is
Well, to be honest,
you
this
like
week,
cold climates? Do you like the Caribbean
Cold
or
climate.
whatever you want to talk about?
This chair's broken. To be honest, I have felt very like out of place lately. Like it's just felt very weird. Like something is in the atmosphere and it's really throwing me off. And like I was texting Kenny earlier and I was just telling her how like I have no idea like where I am in life. Like I have like I'm so lost. Like I don't know what I'm doing. Like not that like I have to have I don't mean like where I have to have my whole life planned out and all that, but like I feel like I just live each day because it's such a routine. Like I feel like I'm just like I don't even remember what I did yesterday. Like I don't know how to like explain it. Like it's like
It sounds like you explained it pretty good. Just
Yeah.
now.
it's so weird.
Yeah, you
like
did.
it's just like all like a fog and like I'm just living how I would any other day. You know
Well,
what I
let
mean?
me ask this: if not to get morbid, but if
Okay,
you
give it to me.
if you were gonna die tomorrow and you knew it, like you were going to die at 9 p.m. tomorrow evening,
24 hours.
what would you do? tomorrow?
I have no idea. I do not know what I would do.
Who
I
would?
think I would try to make the best.
What time would you wake up?
This morning?
No, if you were gonna die tomorrow at 9 p.m.,
Oh.
what time would you wake up?
Like 6 or 7 maybe.
6 or so? Which one?
Preferably 7 o'clock.
7. Okay, we're waking up at 7 a.m. on Adri's last day. What are we eating for breakfast?
Probably Dunkin'.
Okay, so you're
There's
gonna
a
wake.
lot of judgment there. I'm sorry. I know this is your last day, but Duncan, I'm sorry.
I love Dunkin'.
She likes what she likes, Pearl.
And that's okay.
Salted
I
bacon
guess I can
cheese
respect
croissant
that.
with a medium strawberry dragon fruit refresher and green tea.
It's my exact order.
Okay, so we're waking up at 7. What are we wearing?
Your first day of school outfit. That's a good one.
That was a really good outfit, I will say.
That's what you're wearing tomorrow?
No. I think I would. Ooh, I know what I would wear. I would wear that white top that I wore to Sunday like a couple weeks ago, and I've not worn it anywhere else but church.
Mm.
The wow, the rest of the world needs to say it because it was so cute. It was like it wasn't like a sweater vest type of thing, but it was like kind of fuzzy and it had like bows on it, and I had like a white undershirt, and I had some baggy jeans, and I had my sambas, and it was so cute. It was
So that's what we're wearing tomorrow.
yeah, that's what we're wearing tomorrow.
Okay.
And my hair needs to be curled
Okay, so we're waking up at 7.
because that always makes everything look better.
What time of school? What time of school?
7:40.
7:40. Okay. So if we're waking up at 7, do we have time to get the hair curled and get this outfit on and get to Dunkin'?
Are you
Okay.
going to school if it's your last
No,
day
she
on there?
has to.
No, I have
Oh,
to.
okay.
She has to by law.
By law.
So reasonably, I'm not. This is not a low question. Reasonably, you're gonna wake up at 7. Your hair's already curled. You're wearing that fancy outfit. We've went to Dunkin'. We've gotten all that stuff that Anna Ruth just said, and we made it to school by 7:40.
Yep.
That's reasonable.
Right.
Okay, so you ate the Dunkin' while going to school, or when you
Yeah.
get to school?
While going to school.
Do they let you do that, by the way?
I mean, yeah. My first period teacher is I'm like close to her, so like that wouldn't be a big deal. But like I would probably finish my food in the car.
Okay.
And drinking at school.
Okay. So, fancy outfit, curled hair, Dunkin' Donuts. We ate most of it in the car. Probably have a little bit left over.
Right.
We walk into school. We go to first period, which is
Well, I don't go straight to first period. But
okay.
yes.
Where do you go to immediately?
CK's room or Miss Kenny's room.
Okay, Miss Kenny's room. What are we doing there?
Just sit there and I talk.
To her?
Yeah, and like the people that are in there, and then I go to first period.
What do you talk to them about?
It just depends whatever happened that morning, and
This is your last day, though. What is it that you would say to them?
wow, I think I would just be like extra lovey and like appreciate the things around me more if I knew it was my last day.
Okay, so you would tell them that, or is that what
Yeah.
you're saying?
Like I would tell them like things like just like thank you basically. I think.
You tell them your appreciation.
Yeah.
The people in the room, Miss Kenny herself.
Mm-hmm.
So at some point you're gonna have to leave Miss Kenny's room.
Right.
Where do we go?
Miss Richards' room.
Miss Richards.
Yeah, it's my first period.
Okay, what does she teach?
Hospitality and tourism.
Hospitality and tourism.
Yep. Whipping
Okay.
it up in the kitchen and ate.
What are we making? What are we learning?
Well, the
Last
last
day.
thing, you know, what shall we make on the last day?
Well, also too, let's keep this in mind. I mean, presumably in this hypothetical scenario, they don't know that it's your last day.
Right.
So it's not like you get to just run up in there and dictate what they do. So
I mean, like, if we were just in the classroom, we'd probably just do, like a fill in the blank thing and look it up on the book or something. And then if we were, like...
let me ask you this then.
Okay.
So you're saying that typically you might not actually cook something?
Yeah, but, I mean, like,
If you really pushed it, if you went in there and you were like, Miss Richards, I really want to, I saw this recipe on TikTok, I'd really like to make it, would you do it?
I mean, possibly.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
So would you? If this is your last day, you'd push a recipe that you really want to do or
Yeah,
something?
I think so.
Okay. What would we cook?
I don't know. Maybe like something. Have y'all ever seen like those things with like s'mores and stuff? Like when they like when they like put the
Put them in like a brownie pan.
yeah, and then they like cover, or no, it's like they make cookies and then they like put the marshmallow in the.
Oh yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
They like put the marshmallow in the chocolate and then another cookie and then it like forms like a
Yes, like a s'more
like a
cookie.
s'mores cookie.
That's what we're making.
Yeah, because I've always wanted to have that and it looks really good.
Okay. So we did that, and then what next? What's next? Second period.
I have Mr. Fox.
Okay, Mr. Fox
Yeah, forensics.
for forensics. So what are we doing in there?
Probably taking notes. Right now we're learning about I think it's teeth and the body. I think.
Did you enjoy this?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay. And third,
Miss Kenny,
Miss Kenny, and she teaches
AP history.
AP history. What are we learning in there?
Right now we're learning about. Well, that's a great question. I really hope she doesn't watch this.
Because you don't know.
I doubt she's watching this.
I don't know, honestly, if it were like something.
Important to you or interesting?
Yeah.
Well, let's keep this in mind too. This is your last day.
Right.
So, would you enjoy? Would you like really pay attention to forensics, like in your teeth and stuff? Because you have to be there. I mean,
I don't think I would to forensics, but I definitely would in history because
Okay.
history's my favorite subject.
okay,
Not just because it's Kenny, but it's always been my favorite subject.
absolutely. And so, what might we be talking about in history? AP history?
Well, I think. What? I literally have no idea what we're talking about in there right now.
U.S. history,
Oh yeah,
World
I
history.
mean, we're doing it's like U.S. history,
colonial,
but we're
Right.
learning about like. I'm no,
Christopher Columbus.
no, I don't.
And
know
that
what
was last year.
Yeah, that was last year.
Okay.
But
So-
it's U.S. history.
U.S. history. Okay.
Yes.
You would enjoy that.
Yeah.
Okay. You'd pay attention because you know that if it's, you're not going to get to do this anymore.
Right.
Fourth period.
I have conditioning, but I can't work out, so I stay in Kenny's room because it's her planning period.
Okay. So what are y'all talking about?
I mean, we
Or,
honestly,
again, last day.
right. We honestly just talk about whatever on a regular day. But I think if it were my last day, I would just like. I think so. We have this thing where like whenever we like have a moment that's like really special to us or something, we call it like a core memory.
Mhm.
So we're always like that was a core memory. Like we're always gonna remember that.
Yeah.
I think I would talk about our core memories.
Okay. Okay. And when do you go to lunch?
Fifth period.
Okay. So we in fourth period we can't condition, so we're just going to Miss Kenny's talking about core moments, memories. Excuse me. Then we go to fifth period. What's fifth period?
Dual enrollment English with Queen Paige Smith,
Okay. What are we doing in
Teacher
there?
of the Year, by the way. Probably. Well, right now we're writing an essay, or we wrote an essay, but say this is like, I guess like, did you say like tomorrow is like my last day?
Mhm.
Okay. Probably writing an argumentative essay.
About what?
Oh, I'm doing that right
Would you write the argumentative essay if you knew you were gonna die?
She has to.
Yeah, I have to, according to Clay.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even do that like on a regular day.
now. Me neither.
Well, this is not your scenario.
I'm
I
sorry.
have actually an argumentative essay due tomorrow that I'm not.
Yeah, it's still like Tuesday. I don't know, but my topic is whether or not social media helps or ruins your mental health.
So your paper is just essentially one word. No. It's bad for you.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. So you would, if this is your last day, you're probably going to try to write a good essay. It's the last thing you
I
write.
would try to get it done.
Yeah. It's your last thing that anybody's going to read from you. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you're going to go to lunch.
Well, I go into Miss Kitney's room because
For lunch?
Or actually, if my mom were to bring me food, I would go to my mom's room and eat lunch with her. But I'd probably still go to my mom's room regardless that day if she didn't bring me food.
Especially if it's your last day.
Right.
Wow. So when you go to your mom's room for lunch, what is it that you're doing there?
Probably thanking her and appreciating her for everything she's ever done for me, and I mean, just
Okay. And then you're going to sixth period, right?
yes.
What's that?
What's my ACT prep, but it's like a study hall, so I go into Kenny's room.
Okay. What are we doing in there
Um,
right now with Kenny?
Normally, if like she were to be doing grades or something, like I'd just be sitting there on my phone and we just like chit chat every now and then.
It's your last day though
Um,
with her in sixth period.
mm,
Obviously, we've had many Miss Kenny moments in this
Right,
last day, but I'm
right.
saying in sixth period, what are you doing in Miss Kenny?
Would
Your
you
last
still
day.
go to Miss Kenny's classroom, or would you go
Oh,
see
that's good.
other people?
Yeah, that's true. That's
in
true.
that time, since
Because
you
we
go
have that.
see
You
Miss
have that
Kenny
option, right? That's
sometimes.
not. You don't have to be in Miss Kenny's room.
Right.
It's your last day. Would you go to Miss Kenny's room
I'd
for sixth?
probably well, sometimes during lunch, I like go and see Miss Turner because she's right across from Miss Smith's room.
Mm.
So I'd probably like go see some other teachers that I'm really close to. I'd probably go into Miss Nelson's room or something.
What would you do in there?
Just thank them, I think.
And talk specifically about what?
Just for like always being there for me.
Okay.
Just whenever I needed someone.
And then you're going to seventh.
7th is math.
Okay. What are you doing in there?
Probably dying.
Because you're not good at math and don't like
I
it.
hate math.
Okay.
I don't hate Miss Rader. I love Miss Rader. She's a queen. But I failed my math test and I literally cried. It was really bad.
All right. So if it's your last day, you got to do math, but you enjoy Miss Ryder. What are we doing?
Honestly, I would probably just listen to Miss Rader talk.
Okay. And then eighth.
Soccer, but if I don't go to soccer, I either stay in Kenny's or I have to check out and like I'll have like physical therapy or something.
Okay. That's your last day. So what are you doing?
Probably stay in Kenny's.
Okay. What are we doing then?
We'll probably just like I don't know, chit chat about all we've ever done.
Okay.
Or I'll like talk. I have some friends in that class, so I'll probably just talk to some friends in there too. Just talk about
And then eighth period is the last period, right?
Yeah.
What are we doing after school?
probably going over to Kenny's.
Okay. What are y'all gonna do?
Um.
You can't talk about how much you appreciate her. You've done that all day.
Well, I know. I like to hang out with her kids and watch movies with them and stuff. And then I'd probably just go home.
Hold on. Let's think about this for a second. This is your last day.
Right.
So, all you're gonna do with her kids is watch movies with them.
Well,
Because you obviously care for them.
Right. I mean, like,
How old are they?
she has two twins that are 4, and then she has Emerson, the oldest, and she's 7.
Okay. So what would all you're gonna do is watch movies with them?
Well, I think with the twins, I don't know. I think I'd just have a moment with like each of them.
Okay.
But then like I don't think I'd be at Kenny's the whole time if I knew it was my last day.
Okay.
I definitely think I'd go home and like spend time with my family
Alrighty.
and like have a moment with
Everyone in your
every
family.
one of them. Yeah.
Tell them how much you love them.
Yeah.
Sure. And then eating dinner. What are we eating for dinner?
If my family were to even eat dinner together.
If it was your last day, would you
Right,
make that a
I would
priority?
want to, right.
Obviously, they don't know. Again, they don't.
Right.
But you could press, hey, this is my.
let's eat
you don't
together.
know that this is my last day, but I'd really like for us to eat together.
I think I would. I don't know. I think I'd trust my mom to make whatever she thinks I'd like the most.
Okay.
Because she knows.
You just say like, Mom,
Just make.
I want
something
everybody to be
love.
together tonight. Like, can we just please make sure that we're all together eating? And I want you to just pick something that you think that I would really like to eat.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think that's what I would do.
And then after dinner, what would we do?
I'd probably go into my room and read my Bible.
Where are we reading?
Well, I would say I like to read parables, but I feel like I've read like every single parable. But I think I'd try to read like most of Psalms or well, I've already read all of James. Or Luke. Luke is a really good book. I've gotten like halfway into the book of Isaiah. I don't know. I think just whatever I'm feeling in the moment.
Okay. And then what?
Um,
Getting pretty close to death.
Yeah. I think just like say my prayer
And then go to sleep.
and go to sleep.
So here's the reason. Here's the reason why I went. Well, I asked y'all this. I have this tattoo on my arm, and it's a hourglass of a skull fading, and it says "Memento Mori, Carpe Diem," which is Latin, and it means "we all must die, seize the day." So the reason I got that tattoo is because I very firmly believe that we should live every single day like it's our last, because it could be. So what that means is you get to decide what your day means to you. We get to decide what our day means to you. And so what that means is we get the opportunity of, if you want to wake up at 7, if you would wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning, if it's your last day, then wake up tomorrow morning at 7 and curl your doggone hair and wear the outfit you want to wear and go to Dunkin' Donut and get what you would want to get. Then go to Miss Kenny's room and do everything that you just suggested. The difficulty is the reason why we don't do that is because we think we have the next day. And so we tend to just live every single day, and we get in this monotonous rotation of just doing everything the same every day because we think we have the next.
Yeah.
And it's people who live intentionally as though it was their last that they get the most out of life.
That's a very good point.
That's my thoughts.
Kind of emo now.
That was good.
Kind of just like thinking.
Well, I mean, it's I hope you're not you didn't get any shame from that. That's not what I was trying to do. I'm just
not at all.
That made me sad.
it shouldn't make you sad. It should
You want to seize the day.
I want to make sure I want and I learned this largely from Q. I want to make sure that every single day I live is the most impact it could possibly be because it could be my last. Right? So, I want to make decisions consciously about today that could make an impact. So, I mean, that's why, I mean, I like to make jokes about how much money I make. I don't make a whole lot of money. In fact, I could, I mean, I don't do
Large
about,
sums
I'm not,
of
it's not like I'm in poverty. I am taken care of well. But, I mean, I could go get a job and make a whole lot more money doing other things. Right. And I don't mean that to be like,
Your immense skill level.
Yeah.
Many times.
The reason I'm saying that is the reason I am doing this right now is because I think that it is impactful. And I think that I need to use my day, use the skills that I've been given, and make my day as impactful as it possibly can, which involves this right now.
I have a question. Okay, so like you said, like to live every single day like it's your last, but like I was talking about this like in the I was talking about this during first table is like a lot of people like tell me that I'm such an open book. Like I know a lot of people don't like to show how they feel or like, like just hide their emotions or whatever. But like I don't, cuz like I don't care. And cuz like I if I wanted to, like I would sit here and cry while like I just let you all talk, But like sometimes my emotions get the best of me. And so like I never know if it's like right for me to just like, because a lot of people tell you to like feel your feelings, like it's good for you to let it out and it's good for you to like but like don't dwell in it. But like I don't know if like, stop, y'all are laughing because I'm saying like so much.
I'm sorry. I didn't laugh.
But yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Okay, but I just don't know if
That's a cackle.
like I don't know how to like explain it.
I think you're struggling because you correct me if I'm wrong. Struggling because you know that it's okay and you should express your feelings and your emotions, while simultaneously knowing that it could lead you to problems.
Mm-hmm.
To do so, is that what you're saying?
I mean, I think so, but like also, I don't want my last day to be like me just feeling my feelings. You know what I mean? Which I mean, like, if that's the case, then I guess that's how it was supposed to be. I don't know how to like explain it. Like, I don't want to like live every single day just feeling my feelings. Like, I want to see the good in everything. I want to be positive. I want to like be I want, like, I don't know how to explain that.
So here, maybe this applies, maybe it don't. Two things. One, I think that the reason why you are that way is because you have no other option but to be that way. Because that's largely who you are. And here's what I mean by that. The reason why I am so
Blunt.
Negative.
maybe negative,
Maybe.
yeah, excuse me, negative, and but also too, again, I say this all the time: every pro has a con, every con has a pro. Right?
Mhm.
Every positive has a negative, every negative has a positive. That is all. The other side of that coin is genuineness. I'm a very genuine person. It's the pro, and the reason I am is because I have no other option.
Yeah.
Because I can't not be that. That's why I'm not. That's why I'm not in politics. Beyond, among other reasons. But I'm just. You see what I'm saying? Like I can't. How are y'all today? And just be fake as crap. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I just can't do it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not good at poker. I have no poker face. I'm like, oh my.
I'm so good at poker.
Oh, we know, girl.
Actually, I think I would actually be good at poker because I have such a
You would
blank
be.
face.
You would be really good at poker.
Well, actually,
If you actually
I used to do
tried.
that. Well, maybe that's part of it. I used to play poker with some friends, and I was always horrible. But I don't know that I was actually trying either. Which I feel like that's what losers say all the time. Anyway, but my point is your person. That's very much your personality. You're a very emotional human being, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. That's fantastic. The difficulty, which I think that you have to be careful of, is there's a difference in feeling your emotions, expressing your emotions, and being driven by your emotions. Those are two very different things.
Mm.
So, for example, I'm not a very emotional person. I don't know if you figured that out yet or not, but
Oh, no,
I tell you the emotion that pops up quite often, the most with me is anger. Yeah, anger. However, I hope that I do a relatively good job of not being driven by anger. So I express that often in controlled ways. In controlled ways. So,
I've never seen somebody get so angry at a computer on a daily basis.
yeah. But then also too, that's true. But I try not to. That's different than making decisions out of anger.
It's not your
Fair.
fuel.
Correct. So what I'm saying is, like, you can express emotions. You should express emotions. You shouldn't let your emotions drive you and influence the way you make decisions. That's for everybody, not just you. I don't know if that answers your question
No,
at
it
all.
does. I think it's just really hard for me because, like there's like two sides to me. Like I'm either like super. I mean, like I'm just a very sensitive person in general. I mean, like I always have been, and like not that I care about what other people think or what other people say because that doesn't get to me. It's just like anything that may hurt my feelings or like that I've just like been thinking about so much, like it will really like hit me. But then there's like another side to me that's like that like I'm okay because that's not gonna matter in like a year or two. So like I don't like it's like two sides. Like either I'm super sensitive about it and it just tears me apart, or but then like the next hour I'll be like, why was I even torn up about that? Because like I know I'm gonna be fine. Like I know I'm gonna be okay.
That what you're expressing right there, I think, is exactly what I'm saying. That is maturity with emotions of not letting it drive you.
Yeah.
Recognizing that. So maybe perhaps an example, a tangible example, what I'm talking about is, let's say that Sally is your best friend, and Sally said something to you at the end of the day, and it just didn't hit you right, and you're thinking that she's upset with you, so it's eating your lunch.
Yeah.
Just constantly thinking about it.
Would do that to me.
Constantly thinking about it. And you feel sad because of that. Maybe even cry because of it. There's nothing wrong with being sad about that, and there's nothing wrong with crying about that. What there is problem with is because you're sad and because you're crying about it, you Sally calls and you don't answer. In that moment, you allowed your emotions to drive a decision. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. That was good.
That was good.
That's what I try to do. So someone cuts me off in traffic, I'm gonna get mad.
Shoo! I have never road rage so much, and I did.
But
that
I'm
the other
not
day.
going to hit the gas and slam into the back of their car.
Right.
That would be a decision. That's an extreme one, but
Well, yeah,
that's a. I'm
a
not
good
making a
point.
decision. All
Is-
right, let's say this. They might cut me off in traffic, and I get very angry, but I'm not gonna hold my hand out the window and flip them off.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That is a decision motivated by anger, driven by anger, which you should avoid.
What about tailing somebody because they're going 25 miles an hour?
You should not do that. It's unsafe. You should also not brake. You should also not brake check people because they're tailing you. That is also unsafe and really unwise. Like just let them pass.
Or you pass.
That's all a pride thing anyway. And I'm telling you this from experience. For some reason, it's like you're not gonna beat me. You're not gonna go faster than I am. You're not gonna get around me. So then you start like this weird thing where you're putting your darn car at risk. They're gonna end up hitting your bumper. You're gonna get mad. And you got to deal with insurance. It's just this whole situation would have just been, oh, how are y'all? And then they went by you and you just moved on with your life. You see what I'm saying?
I'm never the one going slow. Nobody ever has to pass me. I don't. Who goes 25 miles an hour
Oh, a lot of people.
on a road that is not 25 miles an hour, and that should never be driven at the speed limit, at least 20 above the speed limit. Like, there's no need for you to be going 25 miles an hour.
Let me say everything that I said right there is very easy for me, and probably
To do?
yeah.
Oh.
As easy as it is for me, it's probably that much more difficult for you.
Yeah.
Because me and you are on very different ends of the spectrum. I am not emotional. You're very emotional.
Yeah.
So it's very convenient for me to say,
Mhm.
well, you shouldn't let emotions drive your decision.
Yeah.
That's easy for me, right? Whereas it's not.
as many there.
Huh?
Because there's not as many there to
I
control.
guess. I don't know. I'm not sure about me, to be
Yeah,
quite honest. Got no
I mean,
idea
like,
what
I
I
think
am.
the reason that I'm super close to Kenny in the first place is just because like we're just the same emotionally, and like Anna Ruth and I are the same too. Like we just think about certain situations the same. We feel the same about a lot of things, and like something that my therapist told me. This will either be like a
Red Barn moment?
yeah
Or-
for Anna Ruth or it won't be. But anyway.
Isn't that
She-
the case 100% of the time?
Yeah. Well, she was telling me something. I was talking to her about something, and we tend to overthink a lot. Like
Oh,
at
we
that,
gotta go. Oh my gosh.
I know it's getting really late.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
that.
Overthink.
Like my automatic reaction to anything that is just going wrong or that I take in the wrong way is just overthinking about it. And I mean, like, I've done a lot better about that, or like I feel like I'm overreacting, or something like that. And so she told me something like she wonders where the fear of me losing someone comes from, because like I'll automatically just feel like, oh, I'm gonna lose that person.
Well, that's
And
interesting.
It's just weird because I
That's
was like,
interesting.
Have you ever lost
I don't-
someone?
I mean, like, yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
but
that could probably be
Wait,
where it
hold on.
comes from.
Let's investigate this for a second, if you want to. I'm not
I
trying.
mean, yeah.
What's the red?
When you say that
it
you
wasn't
you have a fear of losing someone, what does that mean?
No,
Um,
because I agree with that. I thought you were gonna say like the answer.
No, because I don't have the answer. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, I think I got the answer.
I would like to hear.
She asked me. She was like, I wonder, because I was talking about a friend and something that they had done that it was like I sort of assumed, but I wanted to tell them to make sure I wasn't overreacting, type of thing. You know, and like I wanted to make sure that my assumption wasn't true, basically. But anyway, I was telling her how like I just felt like I was slowly losing her.
Kenny,
No,
No.
no.
the other person.
The friend.
No.
She's
the
telling her therapist she's feeling like
I'm-
she's slowly losing someone.
yeah, is
Oh,
what I was
okay,
telling her.
okay. I got you. I'm sorry. I was
Um,
confused.
I was like, what?
Kenny's in there. The therapist is in there. There's so many people.
I was telling my therapist
Slowly losing this person.
yes, even though like I know that this person would probably never leave me. I mean, and I know that this person cares for me and loves me. So she was just wondering why like I automatically think that I'm going to lose the people that are closest to me when anything goes wrong.
I don't know. What I'm about to say will either help you or absolutely wreck you. So I don't know.
Probably both.
I mean, do you want me to say it or not
I
say
mean,
it?
I want you to say it because I need an answer to this too.
I mean, that's not entirely the answer. What I'm saying, just based off what you just said. Literally, everyone will leave you.
Oh yeah, I've heard this from you so many times.
That's very true.
And the difference is, I think a lot of times when we hear that, we think the person consciously don't like you. You're not good enough. I'm leaving you. That ain't always the case. What that means is human beings are seasonal. They just all are. But this is the answer I think to that. This is why we do that, and I do mean we. I do it too in a different sort of way. I think that the reason why we have a fear of people leaving us is because we know,
That they will.
yeah, and that's painful, and so we have to figure out a way to have to cope with it. And so the way we do that is the way you do it. I presume, I'm not trying to speak, I'm just saying, is you worry about it.
Yeah.
And if I worry about it, then I can cope and hang on in a strange sort of way.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Like
It's got
I,
deep tonight.
I was also telling my therapist this, like, you know how there's one side of me that's like super sensitive and will take everything to heart, and then there's another side of me that's like, it's gonna be fine, it's gonna be okay. I mean, like, there's things that I've been super sensitive about that have hurt my feelings before in the past, and now I don't even think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's so weird for me because I have always told other people, like, people come and go. I mean, like, people are going to be in your life for like different, like, people are
Seasonal.
going to be in different seasons of your life, and that's how it's supposed to be. And so like if you lose that person, like that's just how it's supposed to be. But for some reason when it applies to me, I'm just like, I mean, like, for some people it's easy, like for some it's easy for me to apply it to, because I mean, like, they either just weren't, not that they weren't a huge part of my life, but like, you know what I'm trying to say.
I think what might be comforting to you maybe is you're talking about this person that you feel like you're just slowly losing.
Well, not anymore, but was, yeah.
I think that's the way it legitimately goes. Very rarely do we lose people suddenly.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen often. It's usually a slow fade for most people.
Yeah.
I feel
And
like that's healthier.
huh?
Too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think
Right.
that's the encouragement.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Is we lose them in such a way to where it really, I don't want to say it don't matter. Like, we probably miss the
But you're able to
relation-
mentally
Yeah.
prepare yourself for that.
100%.
It's not some horrible event that
It
happens.
just suddenly happened.
If I'm
Yeah.
best friends with Reggie, if I'm best friends with Reggie, and like me and him, and I've dealt with this, me and Reggie are absolutely tight, inseparable. It's very rarely going to be that Reggie walks up and is like, "Hey, bro, I don't want to be friends no more. Bye." It's almost never that way. That's very, very exceptional. What it usually is me and Reggie hang out constantly. He's at my house every day, every weekend, and then he's there every 6 days out of the week. And then he's there 5 days, 4, 3, 2, once a week, once every other week. From time to time, I see Reggie.
Me and Reggie don't talk anymore. And it's not to
I text
say,
Reggie every now and then.
Yeah.
And it's always for okay reasons too, or not always. Most of the time, it's for okay reasons too. It's just that Reggie. I mean, he wanted to go be an engineer, and I wanted to be a minister, and so he went to UAB to be an engineer, and I went to New Orleans, and so our lives just don't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And I feel like because it is happening so slow, like, we accept it as it's like happening. So it's something that you don't even realize. Like, I know for me, like in the past, if I've like lost someone slowly, I guess, like, I don't even realize that I'm not close to them anymore until like I'm not close to them anymore.